Hi guys, welcome to my channel Vinyl Beauty, or welcome back. I'm Debbie if you don't know me. So for today's video I'm super excited. I'm finally going to be trying Cosmic brushes. Now if you guys aren't aware, and I'm sure you are, they're a super hype brand, but they're a UK based indie brand that brought out a palette called the Serenity palette in the summer this year, and I didn't buy it then, tried to get it on the restock, finally got it on the Black Friday sale, so I'm super excited to try this out. Also at the same time they've launched some brushes, and that's what really swung it for me, because I really wanted to try these brushes. Now I've not bought myself any new brushes in a long time, and these really spoke to me because they're a set that they're calling FAUX NATUREL. So they're synthetic brushes but are meant to act like their natural hair brushes and pick up product in the same way. So we're going to look at those a bit more closely, and I'm going to dip into the palette and create my first eye look. So if you want to see me using the palette for the first time, see what look I might create, and see my thoughts and impressions on both the palette and the brushes, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, so first of all the palette, it's in cardboard packaging. We've got 20 shades in here. Sure you guys are all aware of it. It was, as I say, super hyped when it came out. I'm very late to the game. I think I'm the last person to buy this. But these are the shades, really pretty. You've got only 5 shimmers in here, I think. Yeah, 5 shimmers and 15 mattes. And I really like that because I like a matte heavy palette, so I'm excited for that. And it's a beautiful colour story of purples and greens, but I think I'm going to do something blue and purple today, not quite sure yet. And then this is the brushes. So we've got all sorts of different sizes, and they go quite small as well, which is really exciting to me. If you want to do detailed eye looks, that's what you need. So they all are CB something. So this is a CB1, and this is quite a big blending brush. The CB2 is a bit smaller to get a bit more into the crease with that. CB3 is quite a largish pencil brush, but looks really nice. The CB4 I'm really excited for, because this is one of those like flexible but a bit longer brushes, and I don't have one of those in that kind of size, so excited for that one. The CB5 is a really tiny precise pencil brush. CB6 is a packing brush, and the CB7 is one of those definer brushes that you can define your lower lash line, or maybe even do wing liner with. So that's the set, 7 brushes, and we're going to use as many of those as we can in the look today. I want these colours to really stand out. Some of them are quite pastel, so I'm going to use the NYX Jumbo pencil in Milk as my base today. Okay, eyes are all primed. I'm going to start, I think, with the River shade in the outer corner. I'm going to pat that in the outer corner, and I'm going to put Pixie on the lid. I'm going to use the CB2 brush to apply the River shade. Touch that to the pan. There's a lot of pigment, so that's exciting. Wow. That's a pretty shade, and it's really true to the shade in the pan as well. I've just pressed to the pan, I'm not swirling or anything, but there's not much kick up or anything, and I'm not really getting any fallout, which is good when it's this kind of a shade, because I'm always worried when I use these kind of shades. But I'm going to go about halfway across on the lid and in my outer corner with this shade. So as I say, I want to use that really magical opal shade. I don't normally swatch my palettes at all before I start an eye look, but I couldn't resist swatching that one just to see what it looked like, and it looks so magical. So we have to use that one in the look. I'll probably pack a shimmer on the lower lash line as well. But well, I can see why people really like this palette already, because it's super pigmented. The shadows are soft, like really soft. I forgot to say the cost of this palette as well. It's only £20, and I've got a Black Friday discount, so I got it for £16. And the same for the brushes, they were £20 as well. And obviously it's in the UK, so the shipping wasn't too bad. So the whole order only cost me £34 something, which is not bad at all for a palette and 7 brushes. I'm not going to worry about blending yet, so things are looking a little bit crazy. I'm just going to flip that brush over and we're going to go into the Pixie shade, this one up here. And I'm going to do the same thing I've done. I'm just going to pack that down using this brush. Don't know how many other brushes I'll end up using because this one has been good for the purpose I've wanted to use it for. It's picking up lots of product and depositing it really well. Try and use as many of them as I can, but I'll be using them in other looks, I'm sure, because I'm enjoying how this one's working out for me. I don't think I've bought any new brushes since I brought the Jaclyn Hill Morphe set, so how many years ago is that? Don't tend to buy brushes really, just make do with what I've got, but I've got some good brushes. I've got Linda Hallberg brushes, I've got Sigma brushes, but I just wanted some a bit smaller. So I'm going to use the bigger blending brush and I'm going to blend around the edges before I go in with a lighter shade. I just want to diffuse these edges a little bit with this bigger brush, and that's practically blending itself, so that's easy to do. I'm going to take the CB3 and I'm trying to think what's the best shade to blend out this teal colour. I'm thinking Echo, so I'm going to go with that shade. So I'm just going to pack that around the edges first of all to make sure we get as much pigment as we can, because that is a pastel, but because we've gone over a white base we're getting a nice bit of payoff from that. And then I'm just going to try and get a bit of a blend going between the teal shade and this turquoisey Echo shade, but they're beautiful together. I'm just going to use that bigger brush just to blend between the two shades there. And with the CB4, the bit more flexible one, I'm going in with Make a Wish, this one here. That'll be the fourth brush that I've used, so I'm doing quite well in my quest to use as many of the brushes as I can. I'm just using that one just to diffuse the edges there of the Pixie shade that's all over the lid. There's literally so much you could do with this palette. You could go the like grungy green route, the sort of olivey kind of tones in here. You could go all out blue. There's the coral in here as well. There's a neutral brown in here. There's so much you could do with this palette. Never seen a colour story quite like it. I missed out on it when it launched in the summer because I really wasn't watching makeup YouTube and just didn't really know of its existence. And then when there was the restock a couple of months ago, I did try and get it, but I was too late to the party then, so I was determined to get it this time. Alright, I want to pack that opal shade kind of across the two shades where we've sort of got them meeting, because I didn't want to blend those two shades together. That's going to hide the join as such. So I'm going to use a bit of NYX glitter primer and just pounce that over the lid. I'm not trying to do anything cut creasy or anything today. All I'm trying to do is, as I say, just blend those two shades together by using the shimmer topper to do that. Because it was a topper, I thought it would be good to have a bit of a base of colour down before we start. It looked quite nice when it was just a matte look, to be honest, so I hope I'm not going to ruin it. Right, going in with the CB6, the packing brush, and that opal shade. We're going to pack that all over the lid where I've put that glitter primer. Look at that shade, it's magical. So we're almost doing a halo eye, but with two different colours going on each side. Super, super pretty. I think the palette was worth the price just for that shade. I don't have too many magical shifty shades like this. Absolutely stunning look. I don't know if it's coming up on camera just as beautiful as it is, but it is gorgeous. I'm just going to take a bit of this shade Ether just to help with the blend on the front here. That's just helping to diffuse that shimmer out just a little bit so we haven't got that harsh kind of line there. And then on the other side of the shimmer there, just going to just use a brush, no additional product, just to smush that shimmer and the matte together a little bit. The lower lash line, I'm just going to carry on with that River shade. I was thinking about putting the blue shade, but I think I'm just going to keep it simple, so I'm going to go with that. But I will put some shimmer with that Ether shade on the front part of my lower lash line. So I'm using the definer. I'm just bringing that super close to my lower lash line. I'm going about 2/3 of the way across. What I'm going to do to blend it out here is use that lilac-y shade we've used there, so the Make a Wish. I'm going to use that to blend out on the lower lash line. So we just bring a bit of a different colour accent onto the lower lash line. In the inner part here, we're going to use Ether. Packing that onto the pencil brush. I'm going to take that just on this front part of the lower lash line there. And in the inner corner, we're just going to go back in with that opal shade. Okay, so that's the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera for the finishing touches. I'll be back to show you the final look and also to give you my thoughts on the palette and the brushes. Okay guys, so this is the final look and I'm so happy with it. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Those shades, they just blended themselves. I'm terrible at blending. They just look so blended, so beautiful. Yeah, the pigment is just so rich, but they're easy to work with. So impressed with this palette. The hype is real. I mean, quite honestly, when you hear so much hype about something, it almost kind of puts me off of it. But everybody was right about this one. It's so good. So I haven't been excited like this for a palette in a long time, I have to say. The shades that I've used, I've not used that many actually because I've stuck to sort of teal and purple, but I've used those two. They were super pigmented and rich. Those two pastel shades really look like they pack a punch over a white base. They're really good and they're not chalky at all. They're really creamy. That shade, oh, the flip in that is just magical. That shade Opal, it really does look like an opal. It's a really good description for it. That one was nice as well, Ether. I think they've chosen some really good shimmers to complement the mattes. I like the fact that it's a matte heavy palette with both pastels and richer colours in it, but that you've got enough shimmer options to really complete the look. Like you've got a gorgeous like olivey green gold shimmer there. We've got a more of a true gold up here. And I've still got a blue to gold one over here that I've not tried. As I say, you could do something very neutral with the corals and browns that are in there. That's quite a popping coral shade actually. You've got a black, which is always great for deepening up, but you've also got a navy blue for deepening up. It's a stunning colour story, absolutely gorgeous. I do another palette as well that's like more reds and pinks and oranges, and I think I might have to treat myself to that one as well. But it's gorgeous packaging. I love that it's cardboard, but it still feels sturdy. It's got a mirror. It's really good, guys. The brushes, I'm really happy with the brushes and so glad that I bought them. I've used all of them in this look today. They're all of the kind of shapes and sizes that you need if you're going to do a more detailed look like this. So can really recommend those. They pick up colour really well. And they deposit it very similarly, I think, to a real hairbrush and blend really well. And they're just super cute and beautiful as well. They match the palette so well. But to finish off the look, I forgot to tell you what I did. So I've just used my Illamasqua gel liner just to create a wing. In my waterline, I've got Azure by NYX. Got my Supernatural mascara by Melt. And then on my lips today, I've got a matte lipstick from one of their older holiday collections. This is the shade Starstruck, and I just thought it was a really beautiful complement to the look. So yeah, I had a great time playing with both of the products. Can't wait to use those brushes again. I'm going to wash them straight away now, so I've got those ready to use for the next look that I'll do. And I can't wait to create some more looks with that Serenity palette. So yeah, thumbs up from me. Really happy with my purchase. So if you want to shop from Cosmic Brushes, as I say, they've got a Black Friday sale. The code I used was BF20 and the palette is £20, but obviously you'll get then 20% off, so £16, and the same price for the brushes as well. Highly recommend if you decide to pick them up. But that's all I've got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel, then I hope you might consider subscribing before you go. But other than that, hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.